Hello, hi everyone. If you're watching this is a introductory video to me, a little bit of an explanation about me and my channel. So, I want to create a YouTube channel for many different reasons, and I want to explain them to you so you can get to know me a bit more. So, I want to create it for colouring initially because that is what I love to do. And there is a big online colouring community, and so many of you have created channels and want to create channels, and you've all become an inspiration to me, so I thought I'd do mine. But there's other reasons too, and it might not just be colouring because I'm a very artistic, crafty, creative person. Hopefully you'll find out more. So yeah, I might upload videos of me doing other things, but colouring is my main love. So how I started colouring, I've got to say, since I was born, not literally, but from when I could hold a pencil in my hand, I've always been like very creative, always colouring, stuff like that. Since I was like 8, 9, 10, I still have colouring books. Like, you think you grow out of it. I never did grow out of it. And my mom, she kind of kicks herself because she wishes that she'd known adult colouring would have taken off, because she would have got me to get into it a bit more, like my career wise. But anyway, fast track to how I got into colouring with the movement that it's at now. In 2015, was it? Yeah, I went off to university in London, but before that I had like a wild summer, parties and stuff like that, and I was working, summer before uni, you want to get all the last memories in. And I remember going into Sainsbury's, and Joanna Basford's book, The Enchanted Forest, is what I'm colouring in now, and Secret Garden, they were only £5, and I'd seen them around when they first came out, and they were like £10, and my mum was like, I'm not spending £10 on a colouring book, because this is when before I was working, because she was like, I get you from Powerland and stuff like that, because obviously at the time we didn't know it was going to become a big thing. So I brought those, and I brought myself the 36 set of Crayolas, and I was in my bedroom or just chilling, colouring, and I was addicted to, at the time, Once Upon a Time, the TV programme, because I loved it. So that's what I did before I went to uni. And obviously I went off to uni and I took my colouring books, but university for me, I graduated this year in summer, but university for me was very hard and very trying. The degree that I went off to study was fashion design, and a lot of people think it's just drawing and it's just fun, but it's actually, I think, one of the hardest degrees to study, because you just don't ever shut down. Like, if you got exams, you can revise, do your exam, and it's over. For me, it was always 100% coursework, and it was just always going on. And the first uni that I went to, it wasn't great. The teachers there were not great, shall I say. But I decided to come back home and study my degree at my old college, which was alright at first, but then I went off to uni and learnt different things, which I'm grateful for, and I came back, and a lot of the people on my course didn't like that. I don't want to use the word jealous, because I can't understand why they were jealous of me. But yeah, so I found uni very hard, and I didn't have time to colour as much as I would love to. Meanwhile, all this is going on, and there's like Colour Tube and all you wonderful people in the colouring community, but I had no idea. So during my time at university, I got diagnosed with OCD and anxiety, and I think it's the best thing getting diagnosed. Any of you that suffer with mental health, it is the best thing getting diagnosed, but it's also a slight setback, because you have to kind of face it. You can't really run from it anymore, and not a lot of people will understand. So it'll feel like a storm, but once the storm's over, it does feel better. Like, I know a lot more now, and triggers and all that kind of stuff, which I can get into more later on. But yeah, and I still coloured at uni. When I went away, I still coloured a little bit at uni. Not as much, because coursework was just demanding. and I brought another colouring book that I will show you eventually. And then I got home. When I came home to my old college, me being a fashion designer, I had to design a collection, and I wanted to do it based on Disney princesses or Disney characters and how Disney perceive happiness all the time, but sometimes life isn't happy. And I decided to attach a mental health stigma to each Disney character that I chose, and I based it off of Once Upon a Time, because they were living, if you've never seen Once Upon a Time, spoiler alert, they're living in a town that's classified as like modern times nowadays, but before that they were cursed. So it keeps flitting between like the enchanted forest and it comes back to the real world, and I use that analogy to say how confusing that can be for some people, and how it can present itself as mental health illness. It's a massive project. If anyone wants to know more, I will gladly talk about it because it is linked to my colouring. So what I did was, this book that I'm colouring now, Enchanted Forest, I went through and found pictures that I could colour around the theme of a chosen character, either from Once Upon a Time or a Disney character. And I had a lot of fun doing that. I think the summer before I went back to uni, yeah. So summer 2016, that was all I did. All I did was coloured, and I still didn't do quite a lot. But I didn't know that it existed elsewhere, like with other people. So my colouring, I would say it wasn't basic, because when I look back, I'm quite proud of what I've done. But I didn't have as much supplies and stuff like that. But I was doing it for a reason, for my course, so I kind of pushed everything else aside. So managed to embed it into my degree, and I've finished now. But one way that helps calm my anxiety or make me feel grounded, shall I say, is going onto YouTube, and I'd watch different crafting videos to learn how to do new things and embed it into my skill, my craft as a designer, stuff like that. And I happened to stumble across the colour community, and I was absolutely hooked. I think Colouring Pages Bliss, or Colouring Bliss it is now, Jennifer Stay was my first ever one that I watched, and I thought, oh, people are like me, kind of thing. And I enjoyed watching hers, but what I found annoying was, because she was American, a lot of the stores she would mention I couldn't get to. And eventually I found Colour with Claire, and I thought it was amazing. Like, somebody not only British or English, but she also lives in the same kind of area as me, the West Midlands, which is amazing because nobody's ever heard of the West Midlands. So I was just like, oh my god, I'm not a weirdo, kind of thing. And then from Claire I found Sammy, I found Jen on Reading with Pugs, and from there it's just gone off for me. I talked to some amazing people, and in my life now, throughout that whole journey of university and being diagnosed and stuff like that, I lost a lot of friends, and I can't tell you why. I feel like it's my fault that I changed, but I don't feel like it's a bad thing. Just maybe people couldn't keep up with me, and a lot of the behaviour some people were showing was actually harmful to me. And I tried to mention it in a nice way, but I'd just get shut down, or, you know, I would get, because I had a mental health illness, and I'm not one to hide it, so I did tell people. And I think people used that against me, and then decided to say, well, no, it's not us, it's you because you've got anxiety, stuff like that. It's just really horrible. So I decided to just cut myself off slowly and stop talking to people, and it has isolated me, and it has made me feel really, really lonely. Like, when you know you're crying by yourself, that's when you know you're lonely. But however, talking to a couple of people on the colouring community, it's so uplifting and so refreshing, because a lot of us have gone through the same struggles or feel the same loneliness, and that loneliness is gone, especially when I can join in on a live stream. It's absolutely amazing. You've got like-minded people doing the same hobby as you. So yeah, that is how I've come into the colouring community. Why I continue to colour now, it does relieve my anxiety. It does. At the time I didn't realise how much, and once I found my new love for colouring again, I didn't realise how therapeutic it was for my anxiety. I just kind of did it to link it to my my concept for my degree. That's all I thought. But now on the flip side, I've finished uni and I'm still colouring, yeah, because I like it and I really enjoy it, and I get excited when I get to buy new colouring things and all the new different techniques that I can learn, which I can still put in place to my fashion designs, which I love, because a problem I faced at uni is I was making my designs look very realistic, but when I coloured them they look flat. So all these different techniques that I watch on videos and that, it really helps, because I'm now not afraid to draw gems, something as little as that, on my clothing, because I now know how to colour them in so they look realistic. So yeah, since then, finding out there's a colour community, and that helped me realise that there's not just Joanna Basford books, which really amazed me. In uni we had to look for different illustrators, fashion illustrators, but we could find any other illustrators. And since finding out how big the colouring community is, I've broadened my taste for art and illustrators, which is a good thing for me as a designer, because it only means, if my inspiration's gone up, it only means my work can go up. So yeah, I'm ever so happy and grateful for that. So yeah, how I want to take, I've written some questions down, so I want to answer them to talk to you. How I want to take the hobby further. On my channel, I think I can bring something, and even if I don't bring something, it will be just a nice way for me to release all my stress and my anxiety, talking on videos, if I ever get lucky enough to do a live stream, talking to other people and just having a good colour and chat. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's really good. But like I said, because I've come from a degree background, and it didn't really start as a hobby for me, it started as something I needed to do. There are little tips and tricks that I know that I haven't seen anybody else mention yet or do yet, which I think it excites me, because I would love to give back to the community the way it has given to me. And if I could share little hints and tips that help people's hobbies or careers, I don't know, then I'd feel like a really nice person for doing that. So yeah, that's how I want to take it further. Colouring to me does mean a lot. It really, really does. Going through that little journey that I did, yeah, it means a lot to me personally, and just the knowing that I can go through a lot of struggles, but at the end of the day, as long as I've got my colouring books, then I'm happy. I'm a happy little being, honestly. I could sit in my house, or I could sit in a nice garden and colour for a long, long time, and I wouldn't get bored. I'd be so happy. I could shop for colouring supplies endlessly and never get bored. So yeah, it does mean a lot for me, and I think because it helps my mental health, it's going to mean even more to me. And meeting people and friends, I just ever grateful for everyone and what I've learned and stuff like that. So yeah, that is me in a nutshell. That is me, how I came about colouring, why I want to start this channel. I really, really, really hope you all enjoy this video and you are intrigued and want to see more, because I want to create more content. I decided to colour and talk at the same time. It's not just a boring video of me talking. So yeah, if you want to find out more, please subscribe, please like this video, leave me a comment if anybody ever wants to just chat to me, and I want to make new friends. So yeah, leave me a comment or get in touch with me. I'll try and leave my Instagram details and Facebook details below, but I'm debating whether to create a new Instagram for like solely for colouring. Yeah, that's the debate at the moment, but I thought I'd just get this video out there. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I really, really hope I can see you again, maybe live, maybe not live, talk to you whenever, and you can see some more of my content. Thank you.